What's up, everybody? Fixing to start my day. Hey, look, I was talking with a guy, and he was asking me, he said, do you ever think that there will be too much competition where it would drive you out of business? I said, no, it won't. I said, the reason it won't, because most guys don't like to reinvest back in their business. I'm just telling you about the guys in my area. As soon as the guys in my area start making a little money, all of them go buy 2500s or F-250. It never fails. It never fails. As soon as they start making a little bit of money, they go buy them a brand new truck instead of buying a piece of equipment that can buy the truck. I am the type of guy, when it come down to equipment and I feel it's gonna make me some money, oh, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I'm buying it. Come down to clothes, shoes, jewelry, and I don't want it. Like, look, I just invested $550 into my business this morning. I looked at my business checking account. It said $550. And I said to myself, dang, bro, I really could have used that $550 for something else. Then I thought about it. I said, man, nobody else is investing in their business like how you invested in your business. I said, man, you know what? That's true, because you're going to make it back. Like, for instance, when I bought that $2,000 transfer tank for gas, I didn't really need it. I could have really bought 12 5-gallon gas jugs. I filled it up yesterday, $200. $200. But I didn't want to do that. And I'm seeing that. I'm like, man, bro, nobody else is really investing in their business like how you is. And you have to ask yourself, how far are you really trying to take this? Client about to sell his house. I'm gonna lose a property. So that's what you have to ask yourself. Like, be different. Do what nobody else is doing. Invest in your business. And what I love about business is zero turns keep getting higher and higher. So it's kind of in a sense, it's gonna be less competition in that business. You know what I'm saying? Like, these zero turns, like, y'all know how much these things cost. And they keep going up every year. And I love the fact that that's happening, because it starts keeping people out of your industry. That's what starts happening. And like, as far as like advertisement, like, everybody's seeing your name, and like, most people, they don't want to spend the money, and I'm glad they don't, because that's more opportunity for me. One thing I will never be afraid to do is reinvest in myself. I remember when I was, and look, I'm gonna just be transparent. A lot of things I'm not gonna really speak on YouTube regarding business, because I've noticed it be guys in my area that be watching me, and they go implement the same thing, but they do it at a cheap rate. Like, when I was telling everybody to get on Google, and they went and jumped on Google, but they kept their prices the same instead of being competitive. So there's a lot of things I'm just not gonna speak on, but I just spent $300 in my business, right? And the first time I spent that $300 in my business, it was back in June. And I was saying to myself, man, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. But that $300 I spent in my business, I instantly made that $300 back plus more. So last night, when I spent another $300 in my business, I said to myself, I already know what this is gonna do. Even though I didn't want to spend the $300, I was saying, I already know what this is gonna do. I'm gonna make this back so fast. And that's exactly what's happening. Like, it's a lot of stuff I spend in my business now that people, they won't do it, and I'm willing to do it, because I see exactly. Like, I'm gonna use a small example, because I know y'all not gonna do this. Y'all see these tires right here, these twills? You have guys that say, for the price of one twill, I can buy X amount of tires, right? You can. But every time I pull this mower off the trailer, it don't matter what I cut, I know I'm not getting a flat tire. My Skag, I remember it was a Saturday morning, I was cutting the overgrown property for $300. I was cutting the overgrown property. And halfway through that property, my mower was doing this. I had a flat. So I looked at it, I aired it up, tried to plug it, hole was too big. But I had an additional tire on my truck. So I had to shut down, rush to the lawnmower shop so they could take the tire off and put a new one on, and I ended up finishing the job. Versus if I had a twill, that would have never happened. Look how much time you lose. Now, how often does that happen? It don't happen often, but it happens. So to eliminate anything slowing me down, I just spend the money. I just spent the money on the twills, like spent the money on the 200, spent the money on the 60-gallon transfer tank. And the reason I just spent the money on the tank. And the reason I did that because I don't want to keep going to the gas station. And y'all might say, well, man, there ain't nothing to go to the gas station. Just go to the gas station. That's true. But at the same time, if it can save me a little bit of time, all I got to do is spend a little bit of money. I'm going to do that. Look like I need to. That belt wearing out on that Skag. Y'all believe it or not, I still run this Skag. Believe it or not. I just need to buy another deck. But y'all look, it's 7 o'clock. About to fire up and get on it.